my name is Sohini. I work with Axis Bank and I manage digital banking. So it was a very interesting panel and very diverse. We had people from Mozilla, from Wikimedia, from Vodafone, from this new startup called Jana, and of course Axis Bank. And we discussed everything from access to engagement. So those two ends of the spectrum where people, how do we provide access to the next billion? And for those who already have access, how do you get them more engaged? And how do you create more value out of the mobile experience? And of course, from very different parts, very diverse panel. So different kinds of value that was brought on. Obviously, it touched the very difficult question around the net neutrality also, and also around how do we create more value for customers, how do we get context into the picture, and how do we drive innovation which is local, which is for the people here, and not based somewhere in Silicon Valley where people are making assumptions about bandwidth or about digital literacy. So it was very interesting. So at Axis, actually, again, it's very interesting. Very happy to be here with, which has a very mobile-first focus. That's the entire theme of this MEF conference. And at Axis, that's the way we look at the entire digital, foray of the bank. So we've built everything keeping in mind a mobile-first customer. So there is no attempt to take existing processes or existing products and just fit them into a 4-inch screen. So for example, our mobile banking app itself was built for customers who may be accessing internet for the very first time, or the only way for them to access internet could be on the phone itself. And therefore, restricting it to people who already have an internet banking was not the option. So people may never ever go to internet banking or may never access it out of a desktop, but can still access mobile banking. And in fact, more than 30% of our mobile banking customers actually don't have any other means of access to the internet. Similarly, what we have followed there is the approach of finally it is a 4-inch screen and it's a very personal device, and what customers like to do most there is obviously entertainment, is social. Banking is something they have to do. So our entire approach has been how do we make that entire thing very fun, very social, keep it simple, keep it very, very usable, and therefore there's been a lot of focus on design. In fact, we spend an enormous amount of time on just designing of our apps. So if you get a chance to go through our apps, you will find that they look very different from all the other banking apps. They're very simple. We pay a lot of attention to UX and UI, and we've been engaging with really the world's best out there. The other thing that we like to do differently is actually get into the skin of the customer journey and get the context of the customer, which is very evident by the latest launch that we have, which is Pink Pay, which is the app in which we've taken payment social. So we haven't taken payments into social. It's not like when you're on Facebook you can make a payment, because we believe that when we spoke to customers, that's not what customers want to do. When I'm on Facebook, I want to post a pic of my vacation, or I want to check out my friends, or I really am not interested in sending money over to anybody. But when I do need to send money or do a financial transaction, I wish it was as much fun, was the the insight that we came out with, and that's what we've built into Pink Pay. So on Pink Pay, when you launch the app, you can actually, it's just a simple gesture-based thing. There's one small round thing. You can push it up to send money and pull it down to ask for money. And that's it. It's as simple as that. Very intuitive. And any transaction that you have, a money transaction actually has a context around it. Either we went out for lunch together, I'm reminding you, or I paid for you somewhere, or I am this, asking my big brother for money because I want to, not ask my parents, or any of the various use cases that are there. So we've built audio, video, fun stuff that people can say, because no exchange of money is not without emotion. There's always something that is said when your friends give you money that they owed you, or when your dad is giving you money to control your spending, or when you're indulging or spending anywhere. So we built the entire emotion into Pink Pay, and we're getting fantastic, uptake of that app. So those are the big things about keeping design, keeping the context, and making it social. That's what we aim to do.